Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Bring Caitlin Home Day. So as you can see, we have Dad's 99 F250 Power Stroke with my trailer. He's going to help me get the infamous Caitlin back here to the house so we can give her a once over, see if we can figure out what's going on, see what we got to do with the trans. Hopefully we can figure something out, but I don't know. Luckily Dad is more than willing to help us. The other night when we had our issue, I was kind of flustered. I had places to be. So I just had him tow it and just had him tow it back to the yard, a friend of my father's. But anyhow, we got our trailer. Dad's sitting in the Power Stroke. He's probably ready for me to go. So I'll quit talking here. So you guys, as you can see, we got Caitlin here back at the house. So we went and with Dad's Power Stroke, picked it up, loaded it on the trailer with the guys who towed it. Skid loader, they helped us load it on the trailer. Towed it back here to the house. Even with the snow and all, we were able to get it kind of in line where you see. Basically what we did, I don't know how much was caught on camera, so just give you a little summary. So we put the trailer up here, we had Moby Dick behind it, and proceeded to unload the trailer by pulling the truck off the trailer with Moby Dick. Now the tires on this truck are wide enough, surprisingly. I know the offset on the wheels isn't too bad. As you can see, they are still, you know, under the fender flares, but we had to drive over the ramp. So we were worried about, especially with the snow and all, being able to get this heavy pig off the trailer using this and all that, which we had no need to worry. As soon as I started yanking with Moby Dick, it came right on the ramps. That trailer I have has some really nice like low angle ramps that really help. It's an iron bull trailer, and I just absolutely love that about it. So anyhow guys, we got the truck here. Dad was actually piloting Caitlin to steer and brake, and when he put it, I told him, hey, just throw it in reverse once and just, you know, maybe we'll get something out of it. Maybe we'll get lucky. And he said, you know, this noise it's making, it doesn't sound like a transmission issue. He says, you know, is it the rear? Like he says, and you could tell it was coming from under the cab. I said, no, I mean, it's coming from under the cab. But that, and we weren't moving yet, so it couldn't be the rear. But he says, it sounds too like mechanical. He says, if you just had clutches burn up in the transmission, it wouldn't be making that kind of noise. So we kind of screwed around. and then it hit me. So we might be responsible for this failure. We're going to see when we pull it out, and I'll explain more on why it would be our fault. But the current thinking is that it is a transfer case issue. And I'll go into more depth when we pull it off what I'm thinking. We'll see. With any luck, hopefully the output shaft of the transmission is okay, and we didn't do any damage by trying to get the truck off the road and, you know, thinking it was that the trans was shot and not really caring. I don't want to say not really caring, but just thinking it was shot and just trying to get the thing off the road. So anyway, guys, a lot of rambling there, but needless to say, we're going to work on pulling the transfer case out rather than going after that transmission fluid and filter like I originally said we were going to do first. So let's see if maybe our transfer case is broken. And before we take it out, I ought to at least let you guys hear what it sounds like, and you'll probably agree that it might not be the transmission. Well, as you guys can hear, it definitely sounds like something kind of rubbing, and I can't say that I noticed this the other day. Then again, of course, in the moment I was rather frustrated. But yeah, let's yank this transfer case off and see what we got. Alright, so I got the transfer case out. I was really expecting that to be the failure, but when I spin the output shaft or the input shaft of the transfer case, either way, you know, everything is solid like it should be. I can't see anything wrong with this output shaft per se, but we're going to start the truck and see if it still makes the noise. Then we will know for sure if it's coming from the transmission. And if it is, not that I know much about the 68s other than that I really don't care for them. I would say it's probably the low reverse sprag, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, let's start the truck and see what happens. Yeah, it'd be nice if it didn't make any noise, and then we can rip apart the transfer case, but I have my doubts. So guys, we know it's not the transfer case. The transmission is still making noise as soon as you put it into gear. I guess it's because there's nothing holding it back, such as, you know, the drive shaft and the rear being planted. As soon as you put it in drive, though, I mean, it starts making that noise, and while it's sitting there running, you can hear it just. So my best guess is low reverse sprag. I don't know for sure, but like I said, hearing it come from like that tail end of the transmission, and hearing it be something like mechanical, we were thinking, hey, maybe the transfer case. And that's when I had a stroke of brilliance, thinking, hey, maybe the transfer case input had stripped. Now, what would lead me to believe that is when I had this truck 48 swapped. If you've done a 48 swap, you know you have to cut this input shaft to the transfer case down about 3/4 of an inch. So when Dad said that, and after I thought about it, I said, you know what? The input shaft to that transfer case is much shorter than it was, even though I always felt it had plenty of engagement. Maybe it just stripped out. Maybe it screwed that up. Maybe we get away with it not being something too terrible. Yeah, well, as soon as I pulled the transfer case out, first thing I did was look at the splines, and they were mint. So we know it's not that. It's probably the low reverse sprag, which it's not the first one I've blown up, but it's the first one I've blown up just driving before it was at the track, and that's why I stopped taking this truck to the track and got that. So guys, this is the factory output shaft out of that transmission. I actually twisted the splines just a hair. I don't know if you guys will be able to pick it up, but if you look at it, there is a slight twist there. When I launched this truck at the track, not that it was really making any power, it's the same setup we have now, a 467 with stock fuel. So I twisted the output shaft a little bit doing boosted launches at the track. I only got about 5 or 6 in before this thing let go, and that's when the low reverse sprag went. So this is a billet low reverse sprag. It was supposed to be the improvement for a built transmission, and that's why I ultimately did the 68 swap, is because even after spending as much, even after getting as built a transmission as I could, I still blew this up pretty quickly. And then that actually ended up taking out this output shaft. So if you look at our planetary here, it's all screwed up. And Caitlin was actually down for like a few months when this happened, because you could not get one of these, because I guess people really don't break them too much, or at least back then they didn't. So that's why I have this. Well, that and the splines are obviously twisted a little, but yeah. So low reverse sprag, that's my guess. When we're going to find out, I don't know, because I'm probably just going to find a stock replacement transmission. This is disheartening. It sucks. Ever since that belt sprag incident that we just talked about, ever since then, I've never boosted launched that truck. After that truck was never on the track again. Not that it sold the track a ton, but I was just starting to get into it and enjoying going to the track and all that. But yeah, never boosted launched the truck, because I knew what the result could possibly be. Yeah, I had good parts in there, and they failed. So once again, guys, this 68 was built 5 years ago. So the improvements in 68 technology is amazing since then. I mean, just the stuff those guys like Randy's, Muldoon's, Dallas Red Horse, the stuff, Rev Max, the stuff, Suncoast, you know, all those companies. And there's more I'm forgetting, but just all Sonics. All right, well, anyway, that's enough. That's a bunch of big companies doing stuff. But they all have their own, like, things they've added to them and all that over the years. And a built transmission back then is certainly not what it is today. That being said, I'm tired of it. It just sucks. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to clean up out here in a little bit and kind of figure out what my game plan is going forward. After we got it back here tonight, I was really hoping it was that transfer case. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Catch you guys on the next one. Get out in your garage. Get to wrenching on your truck.